once this house is destroyed, I will need another vessel, another place of your choosing, perhaps.
I, I will find you a home. I'm getting a StreamYard notice that we're having trouble streaming. I wonder if folks are seeing us. I'm going to check the
Oh,
stream real quick.
I'm in Twitch and we're at commercial.
We're at commercial. That's
Well,
exciting.
I don't know if it's an ad.
From Twitch?
Right.
That's interrupting? Is that how it goes?
Yeah, Twitch just is like, uh, Twitch just like gives us ads because it can. And
Oh,
yeah, okay. Now the stream's still live. All right.
okay.
Just had to get through it. Okay, I don't know what the message is, but we're back. Yeah. Sorry about that, Luke and all. We had a weird StreamYard glitch.
Yeah.
So anyway, just in case you missed it, the house was like, cool, kill my bro, and also kill my child, the one who, well, didn't frame it as that first, kill the one who possesses your friend. Then I said no, and was revealed that's the house's child. So instead, I need to basically give the house a new home. Yeah. Cool. What's the mark, Jamie? Because of course I accept it.
Obviously. I'm going to say like on like here, what's this part called? Like by the shoulders, there are like two eyes, like one that is that golden eye and the other that is the eye of the storm, right?
Yeah.
Like here on your shoulders. And so when that happens, you can feel a part of the avatar's essence enter you. And there are these flashes of how ancient and old this thing truly is. And then you hear little snake, little owl, little girl, little gift, little vessel. The new contract is made.
And I think we just cut to Ankh stepping out of the ghost field. Like I'm sure there's more that they say, but like I think that the scene cuts to, Ankh like another squeeze, and then Ankh like steps back in. And I think her shoulders are smoldering. Like you can see smoke coming out off of them. And like her clothes are kind of like burnt, like tattered in that area. And so you can see, even though like that, like you can see through like the threadbare thing, that there's these new marks on her,
Mm-hmm.
on her, on her shoulders. Yeah, we need a name of this house.
Yeah.
And I am looking at the list of forgotten gods, and I don't know if that sounds right to you, but the Lord of the Depths, the Rapturous Chord, our blood spilled in glory.
Ooh, kind of like the Lord of the Depths, right? So the idea is like it used to belong to the Void Sea and it was forced up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, cool. Tattoo of the Lord of the Depths.
Wow.
The Drowned. Oh, Luke's has a good idea. The Drowned House.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
I like that.
Yeah. So good names, my friends. I think I want to stick with Lord of the Depths only because there's this notion that these avatars are more than the house. Like the houses are vessels for them. Like there's more.
Yeah.
Like it is the only thing that can kind of contain them in this world, but like they are so much more. Like we just saw its like giant eye in this door that like it is. But I like that. Okay, cool. Yeah. So. Unk says, I know where the artifact is, and we have to move quickly because it's being used in a ritual right now.
I think, are we still holding hands?
I don't know. Yes, maybe. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, awkwardly a bit too long, right? Like you don't need
Awkwardly
to
a bit too
Oh,
anymore.
yeah.
long. Yeah. I think we hold hands while you explain all of that. And then I think without letting go, Penance like reaches up and touches not exactly where the new tattoos are or markings are, but like just the side of it and asks, does it hurt?
I wonder, does it hurt? Yeah, I don't feel like anything in this world is like comfy. And so I think you're still holding her hand, right? Well, you like touch her, and she just squeezes real. You know how like when you're like in a hospital bed or something like that, and someone's like, "Here, hold my hand and squeeze it if it hurts."
Yeah.
She like does that. She squeezes your hand really freaking hard.
Yeah.
And then she just like winces at you, and it's like she doesn't say yes, but she says yes.
Right.
I think then she lets go. Like
yeah,
after.
I was gonna say, Prince, let's go. I love that. Okay, you can let go. I'll give you that. But I think Penance just says, I have something for that for later. Where are we going? So like I think she kind of snaps out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was like attentive or caring for a second, but the moment has passed.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
And I think, Jamie, like we cut to like sneaking into wherever the ritual sanctum is, right? Like Ank's like, come with me. And then
Right.
Yeah.
I wanna I think like prowl is the right, like we're gonna sneak up behind the people doing the ritual and like I don't know.
Yeah, feel like
Yeah.
a group prowl action, you mean?
What's that?
A group prowl action?
Yeah, that's right.
Is that what we're looking at? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll say like as you move higher and higher towards the house, and you can sense the avatar is now guiding you, more and more of the house is becoming like glass-like. And it's not because it's truly made out of glass, but because more and more of it is like entering the ghost field, right? So yeah, let's see that prowl move.
Yeah.
Right.
Kristen, do you want to lead this or do you want me to? I'm fine on stress. So it's really a matter of like narratively what you prefer, what you think is cool.
It doesn't even matter to me how much stress it costs. I think narratively it makes sense that Penance would lead it because Ank's in a little bit of pain and probably, I mean, you just came out of the ghost field. You made another deal. I just think it makes sense for Penance to
I think so too.
briefly
I think it's like
lead it.
Ankh tells you where it is, but you have to we gotta.
Right. Again, not asking for help, but I imagine Ankh says where it is and then like waits a beat and doesn't move. And so Penance moves to in that direction. Please remind me, how much stress is it to lead a group action?
It's no stress to lead it, but if either of us get a 1, 2, or 3 result, then you take 1 stress per person who gets it. So
that's right. Okay. And we're doing.
Yeah, what's our position effect to sneak up on?
Oh, definitely desperate.
Yeah.
The house is helping you, but it is mid-ritual, and there's our lovely friend, the Skinwalker.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say desperate standard.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great. I don't want to change that in any way. And
go ahead and mark XP for that in your prowl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think since I'm not let's just roll it. I was gonna push, but I think I'll just see what happens.
Okay.
All right, desperate standard. Oh shit! I have no dots on prowl. Fuck. I will push myself. I thought I did because I was thinking of grounder. So I'm gonna push. I'm gonna push so I have 1d, and so I can at least not roll nothing.
Okay. Does it matter which one of us rolls first?
No, doesn't. Nice.
Yeah.
Bring it home, Penance. Let's see if I can not give you.
Don't say it. What?
Did we pick up the ability where we can do co-crits? Did we pick that
Are
up or
we
no?
synchronized? I don't think we've gotten
I don't
it.
think we
Oh my
chose it.
gosh.
Damn it.
Oh my gosh. This is the second time, right?
Damn
That you've
We
critted
did-
on a group action.
Damn it.
Okay.
I'm checking right now to see if we have
All right.
synchronized.
Next
I know we
time
talked about it.
we
I
did.
know we talked about it, but like,
I think I might. We talked about it in Discord, and I think I might have said let's go another way.
we got like a vault and other shit. No, we do not have it.
Still, 6 is good. 6 is very, very
so,
good.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah.
As we're like creeping along though, like, so Kristen, I really want to weigh that Aunt can talk to Penance without Althea hearing. Do you think that that's possible using our bounded darkness, or do you think that's possible or Jamie, do you think there's like a possibility that Althea is like distracted by its mother or its home, like its creator, the Lord of the Depths, its sire? I don't know. Like, I feel like I keep having like Ankh not say what she wants to say because of Althea, but like I kind of want to find a way to get around that for just a second.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do you think that there's a way we can do that where it's not totally contrived? That
I feel like the house situation makes a lot of sense, and being in mid ritual and also getting close to this other ritual, I think there's enough interference going on that she'll be distracted for sure.
Yeah. So I think because I have Ghost Mind and it's all coming to me really like raw and unfiltered, I see that. Like I see like Althea being like reacting in some way that is like, oh, she's not paying attention to Penance for 1 second, like just like 1 second. And like that's when Ankh, like we're creeping along, we're sneaking up, and she turns and she like sees this. She's behind Penance, and she's like, and she says, "I'm really worried about the creature that rides inside you, but I don't have time to tell you all about that. But we don't have time to argue about this, and I know we're just going to fight. So let me just say that I'll accept it, and you can make whatever choices. I'm going to honor whatever choice you want to make. But I don't know if I can go through with what we're planning to do. I don't know if I can set them free. I don't know if these things should be set free." And she still hasn't said like her family actually wants you to capture them, but like there's anyway.
Yeah.
It's still not like all of the truth, but it's more truth than she's revealed in a long time, and it's specifically because she knows that Althea is not listening right now.
Yeah. I think that Penance reaches back for just a second and doesn't hold your hand, but squeezes Ankh's hand and says, "We'll figure it out together." And then I think maybe she was going to hold your hand for a second, but she drops it, and then you feel Althea kind of turn her attention. And so Penance also felt her coming back.
Nice.
And stopped the conversation.
Nice. Awesome. Cool.
And then we expertly sneak up on the Skinwalker.
And then we sneak up on the Skinwalker. Tell us about that jazz, Jerry.
Absolutely. So as you move closer and closer to the top of the house, the bottom of the house, right? In this part of the house, because before this point, there was great care that was taken to make sure the house looked mostly like a house. But here, it just becomes a suggestion of a house. It becomes almost dreamlike, right? Where a chair that's supposed to be on the ground is now on the ceiling. A bookshelf only comes out half of the wall, right? And what should be books in the bookshelves are instead hands and parts of like you can see that the bookshelf has grown like wooden body parts instead where the book should be, right? And as you get closer and closer, there's just like there's this ongoing motif of body parts going around, right? And then at one point the corridor starts to change where you place a hand on the wall to sort of like keep your balance, because now the floors no longer have a sense of like what is gravity and what should be straight and what should be ground.
Mhm.
So you touch the walls and then it's very warm and you feel your hand almost like press against it and you realize it's very flesh-like, and you can sense that the walls are starting to breathe underneath your hand. And then you hear a voice all the way on the other end of the corridor, and there is what is supposed to be a door, but it's this twisted portal instead with light leaking through it. And you hear that same voice earlier from Lily Blood, who you saw at the flower garden earlier. And she says in that same strange voice, like as if she's like talking about the weather, right? Like she's just completely like nothing is strange. She says, well, we've gotten the new skins through the package and they seem quite delightful. I think they'll fit rather well, my love. Don't you? And then you hear whoever she's talking to, it's just this slithering, spitting, hissing sound that comes together almost like words, but it doesn't quite make sense. And then you hear another voice that says, I don't know why you like talking to your food so much.
I love it.
So much.
Jimmy, I don't know if I've gotten the wrong idea of this, but I feel like when we go through the passage, it's like we're going through like we're tiny creatures inside a small intestine, and it's like a sorry, I don't know a better word for this. It's like a sphincter. It's like a muscle that's like tight, and we're having to like push through it.
The visual.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just.
It's so good.
This is what I was really trying to figure out other words to use, but like I feel like we're like having to like squeeze out of it a little, like Neo coming out of the Matrix, a little. Philippe the mouse climbing through the mud in Lady Hawk, just like this squeezing through some arterial vessel in this house.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so as you make your way through, so you have this perfect vantage from above the room, right? Yeah. And so you see from below like the entire, and once again, like I say floor, but things are shifting and right. But on the floor, there are all of these ritualistic letters and sigils that are drawn into it. And at the very center, it's supposed to be a podium, something like it, but it really looks more like flesh that has been molded to suggest a podium instead. And so at the top of the podium, you realize it has to be the artifact, like the ritual, like you can see it's coming together, the stars and the eyes glowing around it. And it's a book where it's moving and shifting itself, like it's flipping through its pages. You can see it's writing things or drawing things. It's closing itself once in a while. And all of the pages are made of flesh.
Oh, awesome.
And the book is bound in flesh, and the book is covered in eyes that like blink open and close very slowly, like with these like very wet
that's what I want.
Sounds that reverberate through the room.
Great. No, content warning, body horror, a little too late. I think.
Should I script change that? Are we okay?
No. I'm just saying for the audience, it's fine with me.
I'm good.
I think when you look at Ank's eyes, like that's now like you could see the like deep in the recesses of them, you can see that book. Like it's like the ritual is like honing in on it, and so now her like her vision of the cosmos is now like pinpointed down here, and I think like the stars themselves are watching us, and like there's a little spot like Dustfall is just a little brighter in the real world. Dustfall is just a little brighter. It's like the stars coalesce around where we are. I also want to do a cool like cinematography weird thing. Like we're walking on this glass ceiling and we see our reflection in the floor / ceiling of the other spot. And then the camera flips upside down. And because of the way the house lets us travel through it, we're now on the other side of it. So we're like hanging upside down on the ceiling above this, but like gravity doesn't
Matter.
Gravity doesn't matter right now. So we're now inside the room, but on the roof. If that's cool with you, I mean, we got to stick on our prowl roll. I just feel like,
yeah, absolutely. Also, I agree with Luke. Chammy's presence is a content warning that body horror is likely to ensue. Yes, it's true. That is unfortunately my brand. It's Sailor Moon GIFs and body horror. That is the two things I am.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
So, Kristen, out of character for a second, like what are you feeling? Well, first off, are you feeling like we should just do whatever we want to do? Or do you want to talk a little bit about like how we want to approach this? Like, I think Ankh just wants to like stab this skinwalker or whatever this horrible creature is and just like murder it because she's freaked out by it.
Yeah.
Like, I think she's like reaching to her belt for a blade. If you like the idea of like skirmishing and murdering a thing, like that's cool, but we could also talk to it. We could do whatever.
No, I was actually gonna say I don't think I have used venomous yet.
Oh, you're right. You haven't.
Yeah, I've been saving venomous, and I think I want to drop from the ceiling and use to the floor where this thing is, and use venomous.
And I assume that there's at least two people in this room. There's Lily Blood, who's like brought the package of skin. Lovely. Mm-hmm. There's the skinwalker who you have not described yet. And then there was like another person also saying, I don't know why you talk to your food.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and describe who else is in the room. So you do see, you don't see Lily Blood at first. You hear the voice, right? And it's coming from someone who, like, there's a skull. I'm not going to go into too much detail. So there's a skull, and like what used to be Lily Blood's skin and face and hair and all of that, it's collected instead in weird root-like ways in front of her face, right? And it's connected to the house now. So whatever disguise Lily Blood had on is completely gone. Ankh, you recognize what it looks like when someone has made too many contracts.
Yeah.
They become incredibly powerful, but they become far less and less human. And that is what Lily Blood is right now. And Penance, you realize she must have needed the drugs in order to just like exist in this space, because reality is probably not very real to her anymore as she exists between humanity and something that is not human anymore.
Right. Like her, and that would explain why she needs like accentuate her senses, because she's so like dulled to any kind of human senses that like she needs all of these, like needs Quicksilver and all these things to like just even be able to operate in the human world. Love it.
Mm-hmm. And then you also see like on the other side who was talking to her, that was like, why do you like playing with your food? Is this person who's like wearing this, like, for all intents and purposes, they just look like the kind of fortune tellers that you see at the what's the place called? The night market?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like it looks very costumey what they're wearing, right? And I'm going to say, Penance, you recognize them. So they used to be like part of your crew very, very early on, but they left, right? They just didn't have the stomach for the violence. So they say, and now they're surrounded by a house that's made out of flesh. It's very confusing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you do recognize them. Her name is Julia, right? No last names, just Julia.
Yeah.
And as far as you knew, she was just like, she just became a con person at the night market, just pretended to be a fortune teller, get money out of people that way. And so it's very strange to see her here in this truly occult fashion. You never knew that they were interested in any of these things before.
Yeah.
And so, but she's the one who just very nonchalantly said, like, why do you insist on playing with your food? And then the last, well, not person, but you do realize, like, underneath the book, like within that podium, you realize that the podium is actually something of a cage, and you recognize the demon that's within it, because your demon has communicated that this is the demon that you need to free. So this is Azarax, right? And you can see how they're made of shadow and void, and there's a suggestion of like a dark crown and scales for what used to be armor, but like there are all these like slithering black snakes around them all of the time. And so it's just talking in this constant voice that's all just whisperings and hissing. But yeah, so those are the three. Maybe people is too generous. There's one person in there. The other two, not so much.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I have a slightly different. Thank you, because I have a like. I thought the Skinwalker. I did not realize the Skinwalker was Azarox, the demon itself.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That changes.
Oh, sorry. I should be more clear. The Skinwalker is definitely Lilyblood.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
And the food is the demon, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I feel like venomous is a really, really kind way for you to keep your friend from being involved, by just having them frozen, your former friend. But like also maybe could stop the human part of Lilyblood. Not that would stop her completely. Like, I don't know. I'm interested in however you do it. I think Penance is like going to make the first move, and I'm excited about however you want to do this. I think like both are very cool.
I think Penance knows that you have to deal with the demon, or trusts that you're going to deal with the demon, and is going to attempt to. Yeah, I think Lilyblood. I think Penance wants to momentarily stop Lilyblood or get in between Lilyblood and the demon so that Ankh can make a move. I don't know how much we talk about this first.
No, I don't. I think it's sort of like we have Bound in Darkness. We can communicate through vibration. Like I feel like we touch one another for a moment, and I think for just a second, like we kind of share one another's vision, and then jump up / leap down to do our thing. But I think it's definitely leading with Penance.
Okay. So for Venomous,
the venom that you have is Standstill, which completely immobilizes somebody.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. I don't know what to roll for that. Am I rolling Skirmish still?
Depends on how you're playing it. Like you could say it's Prowl if you're just sneaking up because it like comes through your skin.
Yeah.
So you could just sneak up. We're still sneaking. Like you could just Prowl. You could like be like I jump down and like grab hold of her. I don't know how to justify finesse. Maybe even like to just to just kind of like hop down just so like I feel like it's definitely in the prowess. It's a physical action. I feel like it's something in the prowess ability, but like it's up to you. Whatever. I think both Skirmish and Prowl make a lot of sense in given where we are.
Yeah, I think I want to do Prowl, which is great because I have a dot in that, but it's mostly because I want Penance to be able to drop silently to the ground. And then I actually chose, instead of secreting it through my skin, I exhale it as a vapor. So she has to lift her mask and then she exhales this vapor out. And
oh my God.
So that's what I'm going to do Prowl, if that's okay with everyone.
I love Sean's excited face.
I don't care about any of that shit. I just want to see your face.
But it's covered by the vapor, right?
It's covered by the
Yeah.
vapor.
Like there's a moment where we think we see it, and then the vapor comes
And
out.
it's-
Yeah.
Are we still in a desperate position?
Yes, there. Yes.
I mean, I don't know why I asked.
But it's good that you asked. It's good that you asked.
Yeah.
And is it standard or?
I'm gonna say in this case, definitely standard. This is
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So you have to push to use it.
Yep.
Like, but you still get the benefit of the push. So you can get plus 1D from that. Like there's no downside to that.
Yeah.
And I feel like because we're bound in darkness, we can assist one another. And you're attacking the body, and I'm going to try and distract the ghost. Clearly Lilyblood exists in both realms. And so just as you're dropping down, I touch the floor, which is the ceiling. And I just think the room darkens a little bit, like the eye of the Lord of the Depths closes a little bit. And so we see Ank's golden eye close on her shoulder. And the room darkens, and for a moment it shrouds you in that shadow.
Oh, nice.
In the ghost field, the ghost field shadows are
right. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, 4.
That's good. That's good. That's
We'll
good.
take that
Great.
4.
That's good.
Those 2s and 3s are scary.
I know. We don't talk about those.
We don't talk about those. But yeah, so you were in the middle of vaporing Julia, is that right?
No, I think it's Lilyblood.
The Skinwalker. Lilyblood.
Yeah.
Okay. Just double checking.
Yeah.
All right. And this is to paralyze them, is that correct?
Yes.
Right. And so when that happens, the vapor is released, and there's this strange moment where you can see the flesh freeze up, and you can see the blood pulling back, and they completely start to turn into this horrific gray color, right? And so you've been able to paralyze them as you want to, so you get what you want. But the complication is very slowly these flowers start to grow out of their flesh, right? With aching slowness. You remember that time you were in the house with the Dimmer sisters, and you remember that time with those things and those flowers behind the glass. And this feels very much like what that is. And in the hissing demon, their words start to come together, and you understand for the first time they're saying, "Beware the children of flowers coming into full bloom." And you can see the flowers are not anything that Lilyblood is doing consciously. It is the contract that she has made acting on her behalf to protect this vessel, right?
Yeah.
So you can choose to resist, but I'm going to say the flowers open up and these spores come up, and they're going to settle on your skin for level 2 harm. Poisoned by the children of flowers.
Oh. I don't think I'm gonna resist that.
Here we go with our power move. This crew that refuses to resist
Hard
shit.
mode.
Yeah, spore harm. Yeah,
Yes,
poisoned by the spores. Yeah.
And I just think that I'm going to justify that narratively by saying that although Penance is first, I think Athea is involved somehow, right? And I think that Athea has some interest, and that curiosity overshadows Penance's reaction time and her fear.
Oh,
And
nice.
so-
Athea's what's that?
It's almost like Athea is, exactly. It's what's that? And then Penance almost can't react in time to resist.
Oh, let me give you a little gift then in exchange for not resisting. You hear Athea say, "She was never meant to take the power that I created for the sisters. Not someone like her, not one of the lesser sisters."
Nice.
Nice. Oh, I love it. Okay.
Um,
Spore harm. So good. Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
harm is great.
Oh, let me say what happens next though in reaction to this going on. So
Yeah.
like as Lily Blood is paralyzed, you realize that the house, like all these fleshy bits, are connected to Lily Blood, right? And so the entire room, the fleshy bits anyway, starts to turn gray. The blood starts pulling back, and the flesh prison that's around the demon starts to constrict and pull it deeper into the house. You're about to lose track of the demon and the artifact, right? You can see like the house is trying to like protect it and hide it, but Ankh, you can sense that this is something that the Avatar doesn't want to happen, right? Like Lily Blood is forcing this to happen through their own sheer will. So I'm going to say in exchange for your 6 concert and all of that earlier in your contract, the Avatar is like trying to hold these things in place for you to disrupt the ritual. And in the meantime, Julia is like, what the fuck? I'm gonna like you can see her. She is like, I'm out of here. Like she starts moving towards, and the house responds, right? She turns around and this door starts to open up for her, for her to get away. So Penance, you have a chance if you still want to interact with Julia, if you want to look for her later. But if we don't do anything, Julia's gonna book it, right? So Penance, I'm sorry, Ankh, what do you do?
I mean, I think I was gonna jump down and grab the book and but I don't have. But like as like the fleshy bits, the skin is like the epidermis is forming over it. I'm gonna have to cut through it, and I think because we got a 6 on our engagement roll, that means I can say I pull the golden dagger out, right? Like I think Matthias had to give it to us, and so I'm gonna lance this boil and cut it and like cleave it open to like as the skin's growing around it. I'm just gonna slice through it, all meaty and whatnot. And I think like a normal blade would not puncture this, but I feel like this dagger that is meant to pierce both the physical and the spirit and the ghost field, like that's like its role, like and it can consume its power through it. My Stormbringer blade here, I want to cut that open. Here's the worst thing. I think what I'm doing is wrecking.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I want to skirmish so badly. I want to stab a thing. But skirmish with an opponent in close combat, assault or hold a position, brawl or wrestle. It's really like attacking like a foe that can like fight back. Whereas wreck is wreck a place, item, or obstacle with savage force or carefully applied sabotage. Breach defensive with force, create distractions and chaos. Like it's gotta be wreck, even though I fucking hate that. But here we go.
So we're at wreck, and also in case it wasn't obvious, we're at desperate. But you are at great because you are using the golden dagger.
Yeah.
So it's a desperate great roll. What are you going to do unless you want to roll with 2 dice and take the lowest? But
yeah, I was gonna say, just roll and take the lowest. Well, the first thing I'm gonna ask is, I feel like we're working in synchronicity here. Like I feel like this is like the plan. Like you're gonna stop her and I'm gonna get the book. So the first thing I'm just gonna ask is like, Kristen, how do you feel about giving an assist here?
Yeah, I always want to give an assist. So I've been trying to think of how I is it too boring that me stopping Lily Blood is the assist? I can't think of another.
Well, we could say like the vapor is also affecting the flesh, right? Like maybe it extends into the boil.
That. Yeah.
It paralyzes it. So.
Yeah, I'm going to mark stress because I definitely want to assist. Let's do it.
Nice.
We can trauma out again. It's okay.
Oh, yeah. Totally. Okay. So there we go. I'm up to a D.
I mean, I do have a library at your disposal.
I mean,
at Devil's Bargains.
Yeah. I mean, my thought was to say Zor's real name here as like a way to get the house to respond. but then like of course Lilyblood and the house know the demon's name. Like it's not something we want to share, but it's not. It's like, I'm not really excited about the Devil's Bargain. So if you have something, Jamie, I'm definitely down with entertaining a bargain that you might have.
I'm going to say, because we know that the Golden Demon promised that they would find you, right? I'm going to say, like, we'll start a clock because you are using the Golden Dagger.
Yeah.
And once the clock fills, it means that the Golden Demon has found you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%.
So good.
So it is a 4-tick clock. Are we okay with that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you can use this clock at any time you want to draw upon, because you do have your golden horns at your disposal. Anytime you want to draw upon the demon's power, just bringing them closer to you.
Yeah, let's just make another clock. Clocks on clocks on clocks on clocks.
Heck yeah. They're such a good tool in this game.
They're so good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. There's so many mechanics I love about Blades in the Dark and Forge in the Dark. Just good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Oops. So I'm going to put 1 tick on this. Found by the Golden Demon. And yeah, let's do that. Let's roll 2 dice of wreck. Desperate Great wreck. I'll mark some XP because I'm doing it. Kristen, remember mark another XP for that desperate roll you just made.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Desperate.
Ooh, I think that means I filled the track.
2 dice.
Yes, I did.
Not at all. It's a very. I shouldn't have pushed at all. I would have gotten the same results.
Oh, wow. It had to happen. We always do this. We hit this 6, 6, 6, and then.
I cannot believe once again with the dagger in play, we hit another fail.
Yeah, every time I draw this dagger, every time I use this goddamn dagger.
It's the dagger.
The dagger is it's like I have a cursed dagger.
Who would have thought?
And for what it's worth, I absolutely envision the horns flare in this moment. You know, they become visible. The eyes go from the stars in the distance to one star jettisoning to the front, and so it's blazing out, and so there's like this light. It's not that the ritual has changed, it's that the star went from far, far, far away to like right there, and so it's like starlight of this gold demon blazing out of Ank's eyes. She's got too many eyes. There's lots of eyes going on with this.
When I can finally, when the panini is over, I'm gonna get myself some eye tattoos. But anyway, so yes. Okay, I had 2 consequences for you, Ankh. The first one is that you do destroy the boil, as you so generously described. It's kind of like there's like ectoplasm, and it just bursts all over the room. It splatters on everyone who's there. And other bits, we're not going to describe that. But the thing is, the force of the dagger is so strong. Like you can feel the power overtaking you. So the first consequence is that the dagger plunges through the book, and you can feel the book starting to like become unreal, like it's being claimed by the ghost field and being destroyed at the same time. The second consequence is that the dagger continues to go downwards, and it cleaves through the head of the demon, and it's going to free the demon, like completely remove its bindings, and you won't be able to track down the demon for a while as it goes free. So this
is such a fantastic consequence, Jamie, because it's like, on the one hand, it's exactly what Zor wants, right? Like, is to free brethren, but it's totally not what Ankh wants. So I think I'm going to allow the first. We're going to lose the book of the art that artifact. We're going to let it be eaten by the ghost field. but and this also makes sense, right? Like I couldn't resist the second one, but not the first one because it's like this one swoop, right? I just, I guess I could swerve out of the way, but like I think, yeah, it's not that I don't want to free the demon. It's that I don't want it to I don't want it to be freed without us having the opportunity to talk to it or something. Like I don't want it to just disappear on us now. So yes, I'm going to resist that second one.
And how are you going to resist it? Because I could see like an argument for different ways of resisting it. It could be a physical way you're doing it, or it could be like using your knowledge of the ghost field and artifacts.
Yeah, for me, I feel like this is the power of the golden demon surging through me, and I'm trying to push it back and be like, no, you don't control me. I'm not yours. And there's like this glimpse where we see like the starlight, and she closed her eyes to like fight back the starlight. So I would like to resist with resolve, because it's not. Yes, it's a physical action, but I don't think it's about the strength of her muscles. I think it's about her ability to like contain the golden demon within her rather than letting it burst free.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, it's also the difference between rolling 1 die for resistance and 5.
Whoa.
So we will take the 5.
I'm really good at resistance rolls. Awesome.
That last one came through.
Yes, the last one.
Thank you. I was sort of hoping for a crit, honestly, but I'll take the 6 and
yeah.
Nice, excellent. And so you're able to hold back. I'm gonna say, like, just because it's cool, the dagger like stops right at the tip of the head.
Yeah.
Of our new demon friend.
Right. But I think because I failed this roll, like even though I've cut through it, it doesn't feel to me like I freed the like even though I've like made grossness, right? It still feels like the snakes are probably climbing all over it, and like the house is still binding the demon. Does that seem reasonable to you? Because I got a bad outcome, so I don't feel like I can say like, well, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like in exchange, what happens is because you heard Lily Blood talk about skins, but you haven't seen them, and you realize there are these skins that are starting to like form around the demon, right? And like its face, like so all the snakes and all the dark ichor that is its skin, and then it just completely covers it, and they start to look completely human, right? Yeah. And you realize that the ritual is claiming the demon.
Yeah, I think this is our time to do a thing together, Penance. I don't know what that thing is going to be. I think
I'm also going to say that this is the last chance.
Yeah.
Because like afterwards, the house is going to, the ritual is just going to. So this is the same thing where we have one last roll to see what the outcome of the score is.
Exactly. No, right.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Like I think this is it. I could see us like trying to do a group attune to like stop the ritual with arcane forces. I could see us fighting this thing, like cleaving the flesh away from it as it tries to go on, and then I would argue from skirmish, because then it is like a moving target,
right?
Like literally hacking it away and pulling the demon out of the pit as we like hack off the bits of the house that are trying to get to it. Like that feels gross and slimy and gooey, but like kind of good too. I don't know.
Oh, I like both so much. If we use a tune, I think it would be Penance's first time using a tune.
I feel like we've done it before.
Have we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's.
I mean, we're in a cult. I'm okay with either. Do you have a preference?
I don't know how to I don't know how to describe. Since if we had the book, I would be like, cool, we like read the book and like try to reverse the spell, but we lost the book because sorry, I destroyed it.
Well,
Whoopsie.
both of you have a contract with the Avatar, and Penance has a Thea. I would argue that would help greatly
Oh.
within a tuning effort. So
Yeah.
Yeah, if we
Right.
attune, I'll call Thea. But I'm happy to do the skirmish one.
Yeah, I think we're a cult, and as much as I totally want to stab some things, I think as like cults go, we've got to like I think we say I think we tell the Lord of the Depths um uh as promised, I will find you a new home. Um, as promised, I will find you a new home, free of this creature who has bound you before. And I think, although it's a tune, I'm going to stab. I'm going to stab Lilyblood
Lily Blood.
and
Okay.
offer her up to the house. It's like she's been consuming it and like taking it over. I'm like, give it the chance, like, take her back. And like, I spill Lily's blood in to get to, as offering to you. And I think like the daggers just plunged into her, and
Yeah.
and yeah, we basically like offer up as a sacrifice. That's a thing which cultists do.
It's
I
a thing.
think.
yeah, and you've been doing it regularly. So,
I'm here for that.
This is old hat for you all by now.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So desperate attune. Does that feel right?
Yeah.
Oh
it's a
yeah.
group action. We're both doing it.
Yeah.
Yes. Do we get with group actions? Can we hear a devil's bargain?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm going to say, ooh. I'm going to say as a. I'm trying to figure out how mean do I want to be.
Uh-oh. The laugh.
So this is just a devil's bargain. If you don't say yes to this penance, it won't happen.
Okay.
I want to be very clear about that.
Okay.
And so I'm going to say, like, as the blade is plunging into Lilyblood, what is left of their eyes, these cavernous eyes, will turn to look at you. And for a moment, the flesh regathers around their face, and they look like Angelo. And Lilyblood will say, he is to be the next skinwalker. I will make sure of it. You can say no. Just putting that out there.
No, I'm not going to say no. It's too good. Your devil's bargains are too good. Yes, I will take that. Also, side note, must go save Angelo.
Minor detail. Angelo. Yeah. Awesome.
Oh, I love it.
Let's roll them bones.
All right.
Desperate attune.
Is it desperate standard? Yes.
Okay. I think that, does that sound right to you, Jamie?
Yep. Desperate standard.
All right. Desperate. Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Standard. I don't think I have any bonus dice. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't say who was leading it, but it doesn't matter because neither of us got threes. So we got best result. We did it.
But. Nice. Very good. But there's a complication. Yeah. So tell me what happens first, and then I'll tell you what the complication is. So go ahead and tell me how you pull this off. This last desperate attempt to wreck this ritual.
Yeah. I think like snake venom, when Lilyblood's blood hits the floor, it starts to dissolve the flesh that's been growing up around, and we see it start to like burn and dissolve away, and that basically, like, as the Lord of the Depths like reclaims its home, it like sloughs off her her fleshy binding around it. That's like the piece that I'm envisioning for Ankh. What do you think, Kristen? What do you want to add to that or change? Or
No, I don't want to change anything. I think that I know we succeeded. I think that Penance is a little bit distracted by the Angelo piece, and I think that the main thing for Penance is that she did not call Athea during this time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she's more doing. I think so. Two things: one, she did not call Athea, and two, I think she's kind of like holding space for Ankh, which is a big deal because that means we're really working together. But I don't think she, unless you need her to, I don't think she takes any further action.
Oh, I love it. And I also kind of like the idea that in this place, like Athea is the child of the Lord of the Dips, so maybe getting pulled a little towards it. I don't know. Like I could imagine if you're not, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Fun possibilities there. That sounds great. I mean, honestly, I'd love it also. Like if Ankh has to close her eyes in all of this, like, and she's like fighting. She's still like trying to fight back the brilliant light of the
Yes.
demon. So I love the idea if you can like guide her, or she can see through your eyes for a moment, and before she plunges the dagger.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I mean, Penance's hand can totally wrap around your hand, and we can do it together.
Ah, so good.
Because
So
we've been holding hands this whole time.
There's like true love being stuck in mire and grime. Yes.
I'm glad you said that. Yes, I like that better. Let's do that.
Perfection. And so as that happens, there's a moment as the Lord of the Depths reclaims their power and reclaims the house, everything starts to turn into this beautiful shade of amber and crystal, right? Completely covering the flesh and everything else in the house, right? And you can feel it being pulled towards the ghost field, and the ceiling, the floor, the top of the house, right? It starts to crack and come away, and it's crashing towards the water. So I'm going to say that the consequence here is that both of you are still in the house.
and drowning, presumably.
And
or like stuck underwater. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
That just feels like the absolute natural
shit.
You gotta escape out of the drowning. Right. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm gonna say it's level. I think we're just going to say that you're able to escape, but you'll have to take level 2 harm to do it as the consequence, right? Because it's pretty serious. Like the whole thing is like filling up with water. It's a very intense time, but of course you can resist.
Yeah. Well, I have a question. In between us, like escaping, gasping for air and like half drowned, we didn't let go of the demon. Azarox.
Yeah.
So even though I could have just like accepted the consequence and like had this happen earlier, like I think as we're falling, and this is maybe part of why we don't get out in time, but like Ankha's like, what do we do? And like you can tell that she is holding the dagger, and like as the skin is pulling away from it, like there's a part of her that is like, I want to stay here and bind this demon to our like. Yeah, I think she's just gonna tell you. Like she's like, at this point, Athea's like busy with other stuff. This is totally part of why we like are drowning. She's like, Penance, I didn't come here to free demons. I came here to capture them. I came here to give them, to take them from the Emperor and give them to my family. And now I finally have one in my hands, and I don't know what to do. and it's just she's kind of like for the first time ever like asking. This isn't like it's necessarily healthy behavior, but she's like asking you. I think she's asking you for advice, which
Mhm.
I don't think she's like ever fucking done. She's
Yeah.
asking for help all the time, like do this, hold that, be
Right,
my
right, right.
ally. But and I feel like in this moment she has the opportunity to kind of go either way. Jamie, does that
Right.
sound right? That like I could like bind this demon to myself because it's still like the ritual is here. Like she could just pick up where Lily Blood left off, or just be like cut the final cord and let it slither away into the sea or do whatever it does.
Yeah. I think this is part of the reason why we don't get out in time, right? So
Yeah,
like
exactly.
okay.
Like if that's okay with you, Jamie, this is part of the reason why like the
We
house
don't get
is
out.
crashing
100%,
down.
totally fine.
Okay.
We're like water is coming up, but it hasn't quite gotten to us yet. Maybe it's at our ankles. I don't know. You know, like it's
Yeah.
like clearly we should get GTFO, but like Ankh has to make a decision about.
Right. I also love those scenes in movies where like the house or the building is literally crashing down around two characters, but they're standing there having this heart to heart
Yeah, exactly.
moment. So it's that.
Exactly. 100%. Like I think the house is crumbling. Bits of dried, flaky flesh that is withered is falling down.
Yeah.
But like I think Ankh reveals a sigil of her house, her demon bait. I think Oris is like in her hand, her snake. Oris, the demon bane charmer, is like there, and
Mhm.
she's like, I can, like I don't know if Oris bites this thing, like Oris could become the snake that slithers around and binds it. And like I have the ability. I think I have the ability here to bind it.
Right.
Not saying it wouldn't require a roll. Not saying it would be dangerous, but like
Right. But in this moment, that's what Ankh's thinking.
yeah.
I think that Penance. Do you still have the ritual eyes? Like, can you still not see?
I don't know. I feel like the ritual is over because the book is destroyed. Like we got to the book.
Okay.
So I think it's just now. I think it's just starting to fade. I think you're just starting to see like Ankh closed her eyes when the gold one got too close. But now she like begins to open them and you see the light fading, and in the dim light of this room, you see Ankh's eyes again for the first time in like the score.
Okay. So I think the camera's behind Penance, and I think that Penance takes her mask off and looks at Ankh and puts her hand on Ankh's face and says, which will bring you the most peace? I'll assist with either. In like this effort to like clear Ankh's mind of what she should do or what's right or what's going to bring the most like coin, and just like what does Ankh and Ankh only want to do like in this moment.
Oh my god. That is like the most generous and also simultaneous like awful. Like it's so sweet and kind and thoughtful, and also like so miserable. Like yeah. I don't think Ankh wants to be the tool of her family. I mean, I think Jim, your jaw dropped. Do you think
I love that idea. I love it so much. I'm just like, I'm so proud of Ankh.
like I
Not
think
wanting to be a tool.
Yeah.
she's done all of these things already, all these horrific things for her family. And like when like the moment comes to it, she's just like, I can't, like they're really powerful. And they're not as powerful as the emperor, and that's what they want. And she's just like, I don't want them to be the next emperor either, because they're definitely not good people. I mean, their family, she doesn't feel like they're straight up evil, but she also just feels like she's a tool. And she's gonna say, it's a shame he slipped away. And like the last, and like with the dagger, like the last vestige of the house, like last vestige, she like cuts it away, and then I think then it's like, oh shit, we gotta go, right? But like,
Yeah. Now we're drowning.
But like, there's genuine like appreciation, maybe even adoration in her eyes, because you're like the first person that she has cared about she didn't feel like was trying to use her. And like, yeah, like she cares about her family a lot. She doesn't hate them. She doesn't want to give up on them, but she also knows that it's a dysfunctional relationship with she has to her family. And she's not like, fuck you, family, I don't care about you anymore. But it's like, this one time I'm going to stand my ground. This one time I'm going to hold the boundary and not let you trample over it. I'll probably fail again in the future, but this one time I'm going to do it. Yeah, and so we cut Azerox free.
Wow. Okay.
And I think like that's the moment where like as you cut Azerox free, and the water starts pouring into this black void like water, because this is Duskfall and this water is not like anything but strange murky black, right?
Yeah.
There's a moment when Azerox turns to look at the both of you, and they each place a hand on your faces, and it hisses, and you can't quite make out what it's trying to tell you, but it feels like it's wishing you luck in some fashion before the water claims it, right? And you see it like slither out of the opening and straight into the water towards freedom. And the moment that happens, because it's still the last bits of the ritual, and both of you are attuned, you can feel the ritual just completely come undone, and the house just shatters into 1,000 pieces, right? And you both plunge into the depths.
Very cold.
And I think like the last thing we see, like as both of you are like passing out underneath the water, we see Violet and Orchid like desperately going into the water to rescue the both of you. We see the two stepsisters, like there's a slow-mo, very expensive HBO shot of like their clothes under the water and that shit. But I think the last thing you see, Ankh, as your eyes are starting to close, is like it's like the door has opened again, and you see that huge golden eye just staring at you.
Oh, love it.
But yeah, so that's our score, y'all.
That's it.
Wow.
We did it. We did it. How are we feeling? Do we want to break and come back, or do we want to call this a night?
Yeah, I think I'm good with calling it a night if everybody's okay. I totally forgot to call a break the whole time. I was
me too.
Oh, I was very into it. I think one of us would have asked if we wanted one. I'm fine with calling it, and we can process all the amazing things that happened and then discuss our downtime and such in chat.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Oh my goodness. I love it. Well, we did it, Kristen. We did the thing that our cult is about. We set a demon free.
We did.
I think it's because it was covered in snakes. I think it's because it was all snaky that I just like had some like sympathy for it. I was like, you're a snake and I'm a snake, and I don't want to bind your snake. I don't want to put a collar on you, said snake. Taking some level 2 harm, drowned real quick.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, let's do this thing. Thank you all for watching. This has been so great. I absolutely love this game. I love this crew. I love the folks that hang out with us in chat. Ankh and Penance up to no good, y'all. We're binding forgotten gods, freeing demons. It's lovely and gross and dark and beautiful at the same time. I had an absolute blast. There's probably very few people that are going to watch this and not already know it, but just in case, the thing I'm going to show right now is today we launched the Big Bad online fundraiser. It is to raise money for us to pay the panelists. Both Jamie and Kristen are panelists on different panels. We really think that the caliber of the panels that are on Big Bad are really amazing. They're the kind of things you'd find at professional conferences like XOXOCon or GDC, and yet we're making them free to everyone. And the way that we're going to pay folks for the work and the way that we're going to make it accessible to everyone is that we're doing a fundraiser right now. So if you are of the inclination to help this amazing thing happen, I would love your support in any amount, including just spreading the word, because we're about a third of the way to our goal, and I really want to knock that out of the park. Anything we do above and beyond that goal is going to go towards next year. So yeah, love your support in any form, and there is the link. How about you, Kristen?
Yeah. Wow, this game was a lot of fun. It's like we really made up for the break we took, right?
Yes.
We
We eased in very slowly. Hardly anything happened.
Wow, we even said before we went live, like, it's fine, we'll ease in, and then we just did what we normally do, which was amazing. I loved it. I had a great time. Yeah, I'm Kristen. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Kristen is no Jedi. I do game design and writing and live streams and an interview show. And you can find all about my projects and all the other folks that I love to boost and support on my Twitter. But I do just want to echo what Sean said about supporting Big Bad any way that you can. I was able to go to Big Bad 2019, and it's an amazing con. I know it won't be in person this year, but I have full faith the folks that plan it and all the amazing panelists will be able to bring that same positive energy, education, support. It's a phenomenal con. I love it more than words. So please support it any way you can. Yeah.
I don't know how to do that thing. I fail at it.
I know. I always fail at that too, I feel. But here we go. Okay, Jamie, I'm passing it to you now.
Hello, I'm Jamie. I use they, he pronouns. Like Luke said, I am part of the hashtag No Chill Gang. And yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Temporal Hiccup. And you can also find me at itch.io. I like to make games. I'm working on a few really exciting projects, including Apocalypse Keys and Once More Into the Void. And I'm working on my own Forge in the Dark game. So it's lots of fun. So the best way to keep track is to follow me on Twitter, where I use a lot of Sailor Moon dreams. I promise the body horror doesn't come out on Twitter. It only comes out in the games.
I can confirm. It's way more Sailor Moon than body horror on Jamie's
Right. It's just Sailor Moon and disaster gay stuff. That's basically it. So and games. So yeah, I'd love to see y'all. Thank you so much, Chad. You were super awesome. It was great to come back. I really missed this game, and I've missed the both of you. So it's great to come back, which may have been why I overcompensated a bit with the body horror a little bit. I was just very excited. I just totally forgot to check in. I apologize, but yeah.
It was all good.
It was perfect.
Awesome. Well, friends, Kristen and Jamie will stay on, but for everyone else, I'm going to throw up a little screen, and then we're going to say goodnight. Thank you all. Have a great one. Bye. Bye.